Russia launches lethal attacks on the Ukrainian capital Kyiv using Iranian-made drones.
And a former Russian state TV journalist accused of spreading fake news about the war in Ukraine has fled the country after escaping from house arrest. In March, Marina Osviannikova held up a sign during a live broadcast that read, "Stop the war, don't believe propaganda, they are lying to you here."
Russia has attacked the Ukrainian capital Kyiv with a wave of Iranian-made explosive drones. This is one here over the skies of the city. The strikes killed at least 4 people, including a pregnant woman and her husband. Airstrikes have also hit critical infrastructure in 3 regions beyond the capital, cutting off electricity to hundreds of towns and villages. Our correspondent Paul Adams reports from Kyiv.
Ukraine's capital under attack again. Moscow determined to keep Kyiv on the front line. The city's defenders equally determined to tackle the threat any way they could. But the drones came thick and fast. Of 28, 5 got through. One tore this elegant apartment building in 2. Half of it is gone. For one elderly resident, a narrow escape. Her balcony just a few feet from the impact.
We saw how this falls. It looks like something.
I think it's terrible. It's like a terrorist act. I heard it at 6 in the morning. I couldn't sleep all morning, and then I heard the second one. It just comes out of nowhere.
It's been a few hours since the explosion here in the middle of the city, but as you can see, there's still frantic rescue work going on. This is the second time in a week that the centre of Kyiv has been hit. Among those who died here, a young couple, the woman 6 months pregnant. For the city's mayor, the aim of all this is clear.
The target destroyed the whole infrastructure of Ukraine, destroyed infrastructure in our hometown. They less people freezing in the winter, less people do it without electricity. The Russians want to make the humanitarian catastrophe in our hometown.
Russia has used hundreds of Iranian-made attack drones in recent weeks. They're low-flying and hard to shoot down. Ukraine says it needs more help to deal with them. Offices of Ukraine's national energy company were hit today. Infrastructure facilities targeted outside the capital too. Moscow's assault on the fabric of daily life goes on. Paul Adams, BBC News, Kyiv.
Well, Ukraine's capital has been struck for the first time by so-called suicide drone strikes. The unmanned aircraft set buildings on fire and sent people rushing to bomb shelters. Some of the Russian strikes were carried out using Iranian-made drones. Ukrainian's president wasn't defiant, though, insisting the attacks won't break their will. From Kyiv, here's our Europe editor, James Mates.
Soon after dawn this morning in central Kyiv, and every gun is turned skywards. A handful of Iranian-built drones have got through the city's air defences. But the effort is hopeless. One drone dives towards a residential apartment block. Across the city, there's a running battle between drones and the anti-aircraft guns. There were 4 dead. It could have been so many more if the great majority of the 43 drones launched this morning had not been shot down. Under the rubble here died a married couple. She was 6 months pregnant. The only bright spot in a dreadful morning, the sight of a kitten brought out alive.
This was just an apartment block. There is no military target here nor anywhere near here. Unable to advance on any other front in this war, it seems Russia's tactics have been reduced to the terror bombing of cities, to keeping the Ukrainian population in a constant state of fear.
One still frame taken this morning confirms that these were Iranian-built Shahed drones. This terror campaign being made possible by the arms of another pariah state. Militarily, they are unlikely, though, to have any impact on the war. Ukrainians combating this threat are fearful, of course. But being bombed into submission, there's zero evidence of that here in Kyiv or any other city under attack. James Mace, ITV News, Kyiv.